Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Life with Zach. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Seven Bends State Park in Woodstock, Virginia. More specifically, the Hollingsworth Road entrance. Typically, if you've followed my channel, you'll find that I go through the Lupton Road entrance. But the other day, I was able to take the opportunity to slip over to the Hollingsworth Road entrance, which is just a little bit farther away from me. It is on a dirt road, so I try to avoid it unless I have a little bit extra time to get over there. Now, if you have not heard of it before, the Seven Bend State Park is a day use park in the Shenandoah Valley, Virginia, that incorporates areas along the North Fork of the Shenandoah River. It is just over 1,000 acres and has about 8 total miles of hiking. It opened in 2019 and has several other amenities, including some picnic areas, two hand launch boat ramps, and plenty of parking. Now, like I said, there are two distinct ways to get into the park. If you want to learn more about the Lupton side, I'm going to include a few links to some of my other videos that talk about going to the Lupton side, some of the trails specifically that are over there. So be sure to check those out. But like I said today, I want to talk about the Hollingsworth side. Now, really, there's not much difference between entering the park, depending on where you're coming from. But basically, this park with the two entrances is set up so that you can float from one entrance to the other. And typically, the Hollingsworth entrance is the one that people put in at. It is also the one that is a little bit more off the beaten path. So it can be a little difficult to go to. But basically, what you're going to want to do if you put the GPS coordinates in, it's going to take you east of Woodstock on East Reservoir Road, turning on to Hollingsworth Road. There, you're going to cross the river. Now, just be aware that if you go this way, there are a couple sharp turns. It is a gravel road. It's narrow. It's really only one lane, so you're going to need to be careful. When you get to the final two sharp turns, be extremely cautious. And then you're going to cross a single lane submersible bridge across the Shenandoah River and then hang a left. Now, once you cross this bridge, when you come to that intersection, you'll see it of two roads coming into where you're entering. There aren't any stop signs or anything there, so just watch that. But hang a left, you're going to pass Muse Vineyards, which is a newer winery just outside of Woodstock. And you're going to go for about a mile until the road dead ends at the Seven Bends State Park. Now, on this side, there are a couple amenities. Of course, there's the vault toilet, so you have the restroom opportunities here. There is a hand launch boat ramp, and there's 3 or 4 picnic sites with picnic tables and charcoal grills, and those kind of vary according to size. And there's a large parking lot here. Now, it does cost, I think it's $7 to park here for the day, or if you're like me, you get the annual pass that will let you park at any of the state parks in Virginia. And there's what you're going to do is you come in, there's a spot where you can get your place to park on the left where the toilets are, and the parking lot is right there. Now, you do not want to go straight. There's a gate there, but that leads up to the maintenance facility for the park. But if you go immediately left after coming into the park, there's a large parking area. And then beyond that, you can actually drive up to where you launch your boat. It's kind of like this loop that comes back around. The one good thing here is because this is where people launch from, it is not the more popular place for people to park. Also, for a couple other reasons, you'll find that this is maybe a little less visited, and there are some of the issues with parking that happen at the Lupton entrance. Now, from here, There are several trails that you can access. The primary one is called the Bass Bite Trail. Now, that trail will take you from the parking area along the North Fork of the Shenandoah River. You cross a little creek and then it loops around again by the river, and kind of dead ends up on the side of a hill. And I would say it's probably about a mile, maybe just a little bit more one way. It is part of it is a mowed trail, so it's grass and mowed. Some of it is your more traditional dirt trail. I don't think that any of it has had gravel added to it yet, except for where you start immediately off at the parking area. But this trail's nice. It's relatively flat, especially the first half. You know, if you want to go biking and you're not a huge biker, that's a good opportunity to go here. But it is a nice, really easy, comfortable trail to walk on. And you'll get some really good views of the Shenandoah River. I especially like to go here when in the fall and wintertime when the foliage is off the trees. You can get some better views here even than you do at the Lupton entrance because you're up higher overlooking the river. Now, off of this Bass Bite Trail, you will find the Paw Paw Hollow Trail. Now, this trail connects you into the rest of the trail system at the park. And like I said, there's just over 8 miles of trails. It'll take you up to the Woodstock Reservoir. It actually connects into the National Forest, the George Washington National Forest, and their hiking trails. And will, if you keep going north, it will actually take you to the Lupton side, and all the trails are available there. However, just warning that the Paw Paw Hollow Trail is probably the most difficult trail at the park. And it's not a very long trail, and it's not that the whole thing is that difficult. Really, it is the beginning of the Paw Paw Hollow Trail. It is really steep, and it is one of those like shale banks that you have to you don't really have to climb, but it is a steep walk to get up, and there is, it can be, you can fall and things like that. So just be aware that that is the most challenging one. And basically what you would do is start out on the Bass Bite, which is relatively easy, and then connect into this Paw Paw Hollow Trail. And then you take that into the Woodstock Reservoir Trail, which then leads to the others. And all of those are relatively, I'm not going to say they're super easy, but they're kind of really on the easy side of medium. We'll say that. But again, the Paw Paw Hollow Trail, that especially where you first start to make that connection in, is kind of a more difficult trail. So you're going to want to avoid that I would say if you have some small kids, I wouldn't take your dog on that unless your dog is used to hiking. You know, if you have mobility issues, definitely don't consider that trail. The Bass Bite would be good for all of those people, but not the Paw Paw Hollow Trail. One thing that is missing from the Hollingsworth Road entrance that is available at the Lupton side is river access. Okay, so there is a boat launch, a hand boat launch where you can go and put your tubes in, you can put your kayaks in, but you can't actually go swimming off of that launch or anywhere around there or anywhere at the Hollingsworth entrance. Okay, so there's no river access to get in to go swimming or wading or just to hang out by the river. In fact, there is no swimming at the boat launch. So just keep that in mind that if you're looking to make river access, the Lupton side is going to be much better. If you're looking to look at the river, you're going to get some pretty good views from the Hollingsworth side and some of the other trails that you might not get at the Lupton side. Also, they're working on this really cool like adventure playground. I don't have a whole lot of details on it, but it's here at the Hollingsworth entrance. It's going to have like tunnels and hills and climbing and all kinds of stuff the kids going to love. It's going to be a really big playground. I've never really experienced anything that big or that adventurous locally. So I think that is going to be a great addition to the side once it gets open. So again, we've just been talking about the Hollingsworth entrance to the Seven Bend State Park in Virginia, just outside of the town of Woodstock. You'll have seen some of the pictures cycling through that I took recently while I was over there, maybe a couple video clips. Um, I would definitely recommend checking out this side if you're going to go hiking, if you want something that's a little bit different, and if you want more seclusion, because you're going to get that here versus the Lupton side, which is a much more popular side. But you had to realize this is a little bit more difficult to get to. And like I said, it doesn't have those swimming amenities that the Lupton side has. If you find value in this video, I would love to see a like. Leave any comments with any of your experience at the state park or any questions that you have, and we'll try to get those answered. If you want to check out some more, I would appreciate if you hit subscribe. You'll get new videos as they come out and new information. But hope to see you soon. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.